Hey guys, how's it going? I hope that this video finds you in good spirits. So, if we look at our syllabus here, you'll see that we're already on the 5th week, and actually we're entering a brand new thematic unit. So, if you'll recall, our larger overarching theme is the human experience. And honestly, as citizens of the 21st century, the ubiquity of technology is undeniable. And with that being said, I've dedicated an entire thematic unit to technology and the relationship that we as a species have with technology. And we're going to be exploring things that pertain to its function and its place. And yeah, so that's what we have in store for us for this thematic unit. So stick around. And as you'll see, for the first thing that we have here on the 20th, I just want to walk you through our module here. Oh, I think this was a previous. Oh, actually, it was still uploading. Okay, yeah, that was for another class. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up our Canvas page. So we go here. And actually, I realize I haven't yet published it, so I'm going to publish it just so that you can have a student view. Okay, so here's what you'll see, Module 5, because it's the 5th week. So first one is team building activity. You'll notice here that that's what we had in store. Blind Line. It's an improv game, but since we can't do improv since we're not physically present, then I do have this team building activity / fun thing for us to do. And honestly, so first of all, it's no points. There's no points assigned. It's for fun and to help us laugh and to help us relax and just feel better. So essentially, you're just going to upload a picture or a video link or a meme or a GIF or a Vine or do Vine still exist? I'm not sure. But in any case, I'm sure we've been spending a lot of time on our devices and online. And if there's anything that you've seen lately that you thought is really cool or funny or just intrigued you so much, then this is a place to share it. And to do that, you just have to hit here where it says reply. And so if you want to, for example, let's say you want to share a video, I'd like to show you how to do that. So let's pretend, I don't know, let's pretend a cat video. I don't know. maybe you wanted to share this YouTube video, for example, okay? So I'm going to show you how to actually do it. So no thanks. So if you go here to share, you go to share, then you go to where it says embed. Go to where it says embed, and you want to copy this link here. So after you go there, once you have the link, the embed link, then you click this little icon that says Insert Edit Media, and it actually looks like the YouTube icon to begin with, so it's a good way to remember. So click here, go to where it says Embed, boom, put your code in, boom, there's your video. You could just click here where it says Post Reply. Another thing, like it's like a GIF or like a picture that you want to upload. I don't know. My favorite cat is actually the British Shorthair. I don't know if you know the British Shorthair. Oh, it's such a cute one. Its eyes are like marbles, and oh my gosh, that's so cute. Look at that. Oh, look at this one. This one's cute. So once you get the picture, just grab it, drag it out into your desktop. After you do that, you can just, so if you return here, there's a clip here that says attach. So if you go to attach, you go to choose file, and you're going to find your picture, just as long as you know where it is. Boom, you've uploaded it. It's here. So that's one way. The other way, which is like if you want to embed it in here, is if you go to embed image. Okay, so the easiest way that I have found is if you go to Canvas. So each of us is given our own folder in Canvas where we can upload pictures. So let's go to My Files. Let's go to Upload File. So let's say you want to go ahead and upload this one here. And sweet. So upload it to your own folder. Go to Update. And yeah, there you go. There it is. So multiple ways. Number one, just attach it. Number two is use your Canvas folder that you're allotted. And yeah, just post it. If you want to share a GIF, sweet, then do that, or a video. And actually, I broke the ice, and I shared something that I recently saw, and it's how the actual voice actress takes the original Japanese episode of Pokemon. I think now it's called like Alola Region, and she does Ash's voice, and some other characters in the series as well. And she demonstrates in this video how she sees the original Japanese and dubs that into English. And oh, I thought it was so cool. It's so cool. So here I am sharing this video, and please share things. Again, so this is for fun, guys, and absolutely, I've allowed the like function, so you can do that. You can like, you can comment on one another, like, hey, I hadn't seen this before, or anything like that. Okay, so that's the first thing. It's to help us relax. Give me a second. I actually have to plug in my computer charger here. All right, so let's plug this in here. All right. That way, our computer battery will not. My computer battery will not go. All right. Next thing, guys. Here where it says Urban Discussion Questions. So we actually have our first reading. Another thing that I just realized is, yeah. So I'm actually going to include the diary entry. The diary entry for this reading, since we have diary entries for each reading, for each homework reading. But essentially, look, I recommend doing the diary entry first, and that doesn't have to be too long. At least 4 solid paragraphs. Sorry, at least 4 solid sentences. And then here, you guys, it's a discussion board. You're going to consider what are some of the key ideas or concepts / golden quotes that stand out to you from this text. How can you apply these to your own understanding of the work of academic writing? Why is it significant? If you want to embed a picture or an audio, video, sweet. Now you know how to do it. So this is such a rad reading because we have these ideas of academic writing and essays just hammered into our heads, all these do's and don'ts, to the point that we often feel quite constrained. And this is such a liberating article. It's a beautiful one, and I know you're going to love it. And actually, I've had multiple students tell me, hey, Mr. Godoy, I actually revisited the Urban article later on into the essay because it was that helpful with conceptualizing the work of academic work and of academic writing, and it's such a neat one. So yeah, you're going to do this. It's a discussion board for it. It's at least a paragraph. You're also going to respond to at least one classmate's post. Okay, next thing. So I mentioned that we're shifting gears. We finished up Communities in Us, and now we're going into Technology in Us. And with that being said, we're going to do it by way of a concept that was forwarded by a Canadian media theorist way back in the 60s. And this guy's name was Marshall McLuhan. And he essentially saw the trend of mass media and telecommunications. So he was looking at things like the radio and the television and newspaper and magazine publications, and he was realizing how there was an effect being brought to life through telecommunications and mass media, and that's something that he coined as the global village. And what that is essentially is how something could happen on the other side of the world, like say the Olympics, or a prince or princess gets married, and then maybe that happens in Europe, and then here in the United States we hear about it. We're in the loop, thanks to mass media and things like the radio and television and the magazines and the internet, and so as you're going to see, it creates this effect where it ultimately minimizes the perception of how big our planet is, and a lot of times too, when things that are once private are all of a sudden presented to us, for the whole world to know. Like, for example, celebrities. I think a lot of, every little detail of the celebrity is brought to life, and there are whole publications that dedicate themselves to what's happening with celebrities and things like that. Okay, so Marshall McLuhan, he came up with this concept way back in the 60s, and now that we're in 2020, so this was pre-internet, pre-ARPANET internet as we know it, and now there's even a far more accentuated global village thanks to social media and discussion boards and just the internet in general, apps. So anyway, here's what you're going to consider. Here comes the moment of application. So after viewing this video where you're front-loading this concept and really the transition, it's the segue into technology and us, because, hey, what if we're just in this communities and us? Well, what greater community is there than the whole world? So it's like a community of communities. Here we have the global village. So here's the application you're going to consider. So based on this, so how have we become a global village? And how does mass media, things like the internet, social networking, radio, films, etc., help to share the types of communities that we build in the 21st century? In what ways does mass media affect our modern communities? Okay, so that's going to be at least a paragraph, and you're also going to reply to at least one classmate. Okay, so next thing. So on the heels of this topic of technology and us, we have an essay called just that. I think the word is eponymous, right? Eponymous? Let me see. Eponymous. I think that's a good word. Giving their name to something. Yep, giving their name to something. So of a person, of a thing named after a particular person. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So eponymous. So like they give this example here. There was a TV show called and the protagonist was the comedian Roseanne Barr, right? So her TV show was called Roseanne, named after Roseanne. So I think that's, hey, let's make that our word of the day, eponymous. It's a good one. So this essay carries the eponymous name of this essay has the eponymous title of our thematic unit, which is technology in us. So that's what this essay is called. And let's click the link here. And it's going to be a fun one, especially because now we're taking our classes online because there's this pandemic, and technology has an even larger presence in our lives. And I'm sure I'm not alone that our screen time has increased dramatically. Just take a look, guys, at your own screen time. Check, how it tracks it, how many hours you're doing. Just look at it, and you might get scared. Okay, guys. So check this out. Oh yeah, the Veld. When do we have that reading, the Veld? Because that's a good one. Oh, next. Oh, it's for homework. Okay, cool. So it's we're gonna have our discussion for it next week. Oh, such a rad one. You're gonna love it. I'm actually gonna close the window. My neighbors are speaking quite loudly. Okay. So, all right. So let's get started. When we mention the Veld, just know that you're gonna read it for homework. and we're going to discuss it next week. So be ready for that. Okay, so check it out. One of the more prominent features of science fiction is that it's speculative in nature. This means that it often moves to imagine what a potential future could look like. Ray Bradbury wrote the Veld in 1950. That now officially, since we're in 2020, that's 7 decades ago. Even though this story was written so long ago, there are numerous things from it that resonate with our modern day and age. Among the story's most accurate predictions is the vision of a society where technology plays an important role. Today, technology is indeed all around us and manifests itself through different shapes and platforms. So here's your task, guys. Write an essay that considers what the role of technology is in our current society. And when we say role, think of things like job / function / place, okay? Write an essay that considers what the role / job / function of place and technology is in our current society. When we say that, guys, we're bringing to mention things like the internet, computers, smartphones, social networking, TV. There's even smart fridges that, like, you could do a little screen and it tells you the weather for the week, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, some refrigerators have a camera inside, and through the app on your phone, you can look and see what's in the fridge. So you can be like, oh, I don't see any milk in there. And if you're at the grocery store, you're like, oh, according to my fridge camera, I don't have any milk in here, so you can know to pick that up. It's intense, huh? Okay, the radio, drones, robots, Amazon Go, which if you didn't know, it's a story. I know there's one in Seattle, and it's clearly completely automated, meaning that there aren't people. You walk in, and you do so through your Amazon account, and you take what you want, and you walk out, and it automatically deducts it from your Amazon account. Right? Okay, things like video games, virtual reality headsets, etc. Hey, why not say it now? Online distance education, which is what we're doing now. So that's what you're going to consider. Write an essay that considers what the role / job or function, place of tech is in our current society. Here's some guiding questions. When I was a student, I was always helped with guiding questions, because if someone just said, hey, write about this topic, it's cool and all, but guiding questions helps to guide our thinking, really. So check this out. Consider this. How has tech helped to shape our current society? What does its presence look like in our society? Consider how you personally use it, why you use it. Think of examples. How do other people use it? Why do they use it? Some examples of it. Is tech a good thing? How helpful is it really? What's the effect of it on our health, physical and mental? So like I said, I know that now we're getting a lot of screen time. So hey, do you see like more puffy eyes now? Like, or are your eyes more red because you're having so much screen time? Are you kind of going crazy? Like, you've been looking at the screen far too much? I don't know. You tell me. Okay. So that's essentially the thing. What's the function, role, job of tech in our society? What's its purpose? Why is it a thing in our world? So the brainstorm is actually going to help us. But the first thing really is determining your position. Okay. Do you view tech as being a tool that is helpful? Do you view tech as being a tool that is more harmful? Do you view tech as something that is both harmful and helpful? Okay, after that, then select an aspect of where you see tech manifested. Looks like if you're saying tech is helpful, okay, pick a place. Like, where is it helpful? Like, hello, like right now, look at this. I would say something like tech is helpful because it helps us with distance education. And even though, we have this whole social distancing thing and we're in our homes, but, as teachers, as teachers, we could keep doing our job. As students, you can keep doing your job and not lose the thread of the class and keep on learning. Like, I think that's a rad thing. See, that's an aspect. The online network in its place with distance education. Boom, that's an aspect. So number one, choose your stance. Is it more helpful? Is it more harmful? Number two, choose an aspect of where you see that being true. Like, for example, if you're saying it's just harmful, it's a harmful tool, and well, maybe you can consider video game addiction. Boom, that's an aspect. That's an example to support your claim, your position, right? Make sense? Okay, at least 3 pages. Times New Roman, Arial, no wingdings. Like I said, now that we're online, our workshop's gonna be actually online, and when the time comes, the Canvas is okay. So here's what's gonna happen. Our online workshop is gonna be April 3. Okay, well, that's in a few weeks. So, anyways, here's how it's gonna work. There's gonna be a link on Canvas where you're going to submit your draft. Remember, guys, at least 2 pages. Okay, you're gonna submit your draft by this date, by a day before this, right? So by Thursday, April 2, by 11:59 p.m. Boom, you submit it. Then immediately after that, let's say 12 a.m. Friday, April 3, boom, the Canvas system will automatically give you 3 drafts to provide feedback on, just like we did with our first workshop. We're just doing it online. Okay, cool. So yeah, be thinking about this, and this is how we're going to do it. Anyways, that's going to be 20. Just like last time, we're having correct MLA. And here's the thing, guys. Even though this essay is not compulsorily online, like compulsorily researched, like you don't have to bring in outside sources, but if you do, it's going to help a ton, because that way you'll offer more context and background to what it is that you're talking about. Okay, so if you do use sources, then yep, you need a works cited page and to give credit where credit is due, right? Okay, final draft to April 4 by 11:59 p.m. And yeah, sound good? Now, I actually want you to look at this page here. So here's some student sample essays you can take a look at from previous students who have submitted this essay. So you can take a look at that. So part of your module for this week is to intentionally guide your thinking towards coming up with what your position is and selecting an aspect that you're going to use to bolster your position. And actually, even more importantly, is to come up with a working thesis, which, as if I've been hammering in your head, it's the heart of your essay. It's the raison d'être, right? The reason for being, yeah. So, okay, so check it out. Here's what we're going to do. Let's click the one that says directions. And personally, I'm a fan of T-charts, if you haven't already seen. Okay, so check it out. So number one, so actually we already have a blank worksheet that has text boxes where you can type in. I'm just going to show you that. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so here's this T-chart: benefits and harms. And ultimately, you're answering this question. This is the central question of the essay. So remember, if there's a central question in the prompt, then you best believe that your thesis needs to answer that central question, right? Don't make the thesis about something that doesn't even answer the question. That's like, what? That's like question mark. If it was anime, we'd like, we'd have little question marks over our head. So answer the question if there's a central question in your thesis. Your thesis has to be answering the question, right? Okay, so this is what you're thinking about. What's technology's role / function / job in our current society? So it's not sufficient to just say technology has an important role, but you don't tell me what its role is. Like, is that role to help make our lives easier? Is that role to help us be more entertained? Is that role to help us be more organized? What? Okay, so if you say if it makes our life easier, okay, then how? Does it make our life easier because it helps us with organization, with time management, with better communication, with continuing with our education, right? Through distance education. So I want to show you an example. So like, look, on the benefit side, you're just going to loosely come up with ideas. I'm actually a fan of hyphens, so come up with ideas for benefits of it. Here's some, like if I was trying it out. Okay, makes life easier for people because it streamlines processes, helps with daily planning. I thought of Google Maps. Lets me know when I should leave, to make it on time to my appointments. I thought about harms. People can become completely addicted to tech. I was thinking about how once, at the Citrus, right in front of Citrus, our school, Citrus College, right there at Foothill and Veronica, just a student crossed, completely glued. They crossed on the crosswalk, didn't make any eye contact with me. They just walked, and that's so dangerous. So I thought about texting and driving. I thought about texting and walking and all that jazz. So, and actually, I don't know if you saw it, but the World Health Organization video game actually came up with gaming disorder. It's actually a thing, so video game addiction. So check it out. WHO gaming disorder. Hopefully you're not developing now that you're having so much time at home. Okay, so anyways, you're going to loosely come up with benefits and harms. Then based on that, you're going to come up with a working thesis, okay? So there's those two parts. Number one, you're going to fill out this T-chart here. Number two, your working thesis. So you need to have both if you want full credit, okay? So check this out. Okay, number one, you're gonna answer the question. Like what's your position? Is it fine? Is it helpful for us? Is it a helpful tool for our society? And then think of an aspect, meaning an example, a place of focus. Okay, like check this one out. Here's my sample thesis. Okay, technology has a ubiquitous presence in our modern day and age. Means that it's all over, right? Although it's an undeniably helpful tool, it can also bring potential pitfalls if its users are not careful. Some examples of these pitfalls include addiction and overall dependence. Now to answer the question, right? So I've introduced the topic. Now I answer the question about what its place is in our current society. Ultimately, though, technology is more beneficial than harmful. Boom. Say it. Say what you mean, okay? As a tool, it's a large boon because it helps to make our lives easier. This is primarily true through its help in the areas of surgery and our overall health care. Okay, so I was like, if I was writing this, I would be interested in how tech helps us with, okay, like I was thinking about Apple Watches or Android Wear, like whatever you want to call it, smart watches, that it can check our blood pressure, our heart rate, and if there's any abnormality, then we know of it, Same thing, like I was thinking about pacemakers. It helps to regulate your heartbeat and make sure that's consistent. I was thinking about in the operating room, like, man, LASIK surgery, right? They use lasers for accurate incisions and other places like that. So here's how I would do it. If I was a student, my sample thesis would be, okay, it's ultimately its place is to make our lives easier, and it's more beneficial than harmful, because it makes our lives easier, and it does this particularly in the area of healthcare and surgery. Boom. Sweet, yeah. I want to show you actually another cool example that I thought of. Google Maps helping with blindness. So check this out. I thought this was awesome. Voice guidance and maps built for people with impaired vision. Like, check out this video. It's so rad. Like, you know how we have the Google Maps turn-by-turn directions? Well, this one does it for people with blindness, and it's like even more specific with things to watch for. It's like, it says like in 50 meters, turn right. It's such a rad thing. So check this out. Like, maybe you're interested in how it helps people with blindness or people with deafness. So whatever is your aspect that you're going to focus on, you do need an aspect. Don't just keep it so vague. Say, okay, it's technology has an important role, but you never answer the question. Okay, so here's the instructions if you benefit from actually reading it. So that's how you're going to do it. And I think now it's perfect to write this essay since we're depending so much on tech, So just answer this question, okay? And if you want to focus on how it helps with distance education, sweet. So make that aspect clear. All right. All right. So, anyways, here's the blank worksheet that you're going to be filling in. Pop. I really recommend hyphens. Pop. All right. And then your working thesis. Okay. Once you do that, here is the submission link. You just go to submit assignment, turn it in there, and boom, you're done. All right, so that's actually it for this module. I'm going to go ahead and add the link for you to have the diary entry for the Irvin text. Other than that, guys, take care and have an awesome